I'd like to call the 2026 reorganization meeting of the Hardison Board of Education to order today, January 6, 2026 at 7 p.m. This is to advise the general public and to instruct that it be recorded in the minutes that in compliance with Chapter 231 of the Public Law 1975 entitled Open Public Meetings Act, Hardison Township Board of Education posted a meeting notice setting forth the time, date, and location of this meeting at the office of Hardison Township Board of Education and on the district's website, and mailed to the New Jersey Herald and to the office of the Municipal Clerk of Hardison Township. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I would now like to present the school election results for three-year full term for membership on the Board of Education. Jeff Parrott, Sussex County Clerk, certified the following candidates were elected to the Hardison Township Board of Education. The official certified results from the Sussex County Clerk's office will be on file in the Hardison Township Board office for review. I will now proceed with the induction and administration of oath of office to the new and re-elected board members. Dana Kalzuk, Edward Reinley, Kelly Stoll, please rise and recite the oath of office. I state your name.
I, Dana Kalsick, I do solemnly affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and this state under the authority of the people. I, Dana Kalsick, solemnly affirm that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law for the office of member of education, and I will faithfully and impartially and justly perform all the duties of that office according to the best of my ability.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Okay, I will take roll call. Mrs. Donna Carey. Here. Mr. Nick Demsack.
Here.
Mr. Brian Drellick.
Here.
Mr. Ron Hoffman.
Here.
Ms. Dana Kalza.
Here.
Mrs. Susan Lucarelli. Here. Ms. Clarissa Murata.
Here.
Mr. Edward Riley.
Here.
Ms. Kelly Stoll.
Here.
We have quorum. And we now move on to the Code of Ethics for School Board Members as per the School Ethics Act, Chapter 178, Public Law 2001. Each board member will now read one of the ethics. We'll take turns, starting with Mr. Riley.
I will uphold and enforce all laws, rules, and regulations of the Board of Education and court orders pertaining to schools. Desired changes shall be brought about only through legal and ethic procedures.
I will make decisions in terms of the educational welfare of children and will seek to develop and maintain public schools that meet the individual needs of all children regardless of their ability, race, creed, sex, or social standing.
I will confine my board action to policymaking, planning, and appraisal, and I will help to frame policies and plans only after the board has consulted those who will be affected by them.
I will carry out my responsibility not to administer the schools, but together with the fellow board members to see that they are well run.
I will recognize the authority rests with the Board of Education and will make no personal promises nor take any private action that may compromise the board.
I will refuse to surrender my independent judgment to special interests or partisan political groups or to use school for personal gain or for gain of friends.
I will hold confidential all matters pertaining to the schools which, if disclosed, would needlessly injure individuals
vote to appoint the best qualified personnel available after consideration of the recommendation of the Chief Administrative Officer.
I will support and protect school personnel in proper performance of their duties.
I will refer all complaints to the Chief Administrative Officer and will act on the complaints at public meetings only after failure of an administrative solution.
Thank you. We'll now move on to the election of the president of the board.
I'd like to nominate Brian Drellick for president.
I would like to nominate Donna Carey for president.
Second.
You don't need a second.
Thank you. I'll have a roll call, and at this time, you can just let me know who you'd like to vote for, and we'll put it down and we'll have our president.
You vote for Brian first, and then after that, if he doesn't get it, we vote for the second person.
Mrs. Carey for Brian Drellick.
No.
Mr. Demsack.
Yes.
Mr. Drellick.
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Ms. Kelsup.
No.
Ms. Lucarelli.
Yes.
Ms. Murata.
No.
Mr. Riley.
Yes.
Ms. Stoll.
Yes.
The majority is for Mr. Brian Drellick. The president of the board is Mr. Brian Drellick.
Congratulations.
Thank you, everybody. Let's get ourselves a vice president. We'll open up nominations now for vice president of the board. Sue.
I'd like to nominate Ed Ron.
I'll nominate Donna Carey.
Second.
Anybody else?
Ed Ryan first. We would call for it.
Yep. This is a vote for Ed Reinley for Hardison Board of Ed Vice President. Ms. Carey?
No.
Mr. Demsack?
Yes.
Mr. Jellick, yes. Mr. Hoffman?
Yes.
Ms. Kalsick?
No.
Ms. Lucarelli?
Yes.
Ms. Murata?
No.
Mr. Reinley?
Yes.
And Ms. Stoll?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, everybody.
Congratulations.
Vice President of the Board is Ed Reinley. Congratulations, Ed. All right, moving on to appointments and delegates. I'd actually like to reach out to, tomorrow morning I'll reach out to the other board members seeking interest, not just in these 3 positions, but in committee positions as well. So look for an email from me tomorrow morning so that it gives everybody time to think about it, and it gives me an opportunity to see where your interests and based on your own backgrounds, what committees you may be interested in serving on, and if you'd be interested in any of the 3 roles listed there. And we have a meeting in 2 weeks where we can adopt those different positions. So we'll move forward from that.
I appreciate that effort. I think it's the first time in 12 years that I've showed up in many that we've actually got an opportunity to provide input rather than being handed these are your committee meetings by the president and vice president. So I thank you for that.
Thank you, Nick. Well, thank you, Nick. Public comment on agenda items only. Does anybody have any public comment on agenda items only at this time? Seeing none. Moving on to the traditional reorganization agenda, governance items. The 10 items listed there basically reaffirm and continue past practices from last year. including upcoming meeting dates, especially for our new board members. Reminder that we do have multiple meetings over the next couple of months to develop and start the budget conversations. The calendar is listed there. One other note regarding the committee, not just the assignments, but the dates. In that email tomorrow morning, we'll be soliciting feedback from you as well regarding if there are specific days of the week that work better than others for our committee meetings to ensure that we have maximum attendance there. So seeing those motions, I'd like to make a motion to approve. I guess they're listed number 1 through 10.
So moved. I'll make a motion to approve 1 through 10 on the agenda.
Second.
Questions, comments, discussion?
Hearing none.
Mrs. Carey?
Yes.
Mr. Dempsey?
Yes.
Mr. Drellick?
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman?
Yes.
Ms. Calza?
Yes.
Ms. Lucarelli?
Yes.
Ms. Murata?
Yes.
Mr. Reinley?
Yes.
Ms. Stoll?
Abstain from number 4, yes to all else.
Thank you.
Okay. With no further action for our reorganization part of tonight's meeting, we will call, go ahead, Nick.
I'll make a motion to close the reorg and open the regular meeting.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? All right.
Okay. On to our January meeting. This is to advise the general public and to instruct that it will be recorded in the minutes that in compliance with Chapter 231 of the Public Law 1975 entitled Open Public Meetings Act, Hardison Township Board of Education posted meeting notice setting forth the time, date, and location of this meeting at the office of the Hardison Township Board of Education and on the district's website and mailed to the New Jersey Herald and to the office of the municipal clerk of Hardison Township. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Donna Carey?
Yes.
Mr. Nick Dempsey?
Yes.
Mr. Brian Drellick?
Yes.
Oh, present here. Yeah, sorry.
Mr. Ron Hoffman?
Yes.
Ms. Dana Calza?
Yes.
Mrs. Susan Lucarelli?
Yes.
Ms. Clarissa Murata?
Yes.
Mr. Edward Reinley?
Present.
There we go.
There we go, Ed.
Ms.
We're all here to
Castle?
say yes.
Present. We have quorum.
Okay. Mrs. Verso, do we have any updates to the agenda?
Yes, we do. We have a few additions. Number 1 is P8, where the board would accept the resignation of Dr. Michael Ryder, Superintendent of Schools. P9 is the motion to approve movement on the guide for Heather Castone. P10, motion to approve Michelle Lybeck as a long-term substitute, grade 7. And P11 is motion to approve Teresa Zink as a long-term substitute, grade 7.
And,
And, I'm sorry,
Sorry.
Dr. Ryder has.
yep, it's okay. And in the regular agenda, P4, which is just another column movement anticipated for September. Also, what was accidentally omitted was that, yes, there's a salary guide movement from BA to BA 15 effective September 1st, but also an anticipated second movement to MA on February 1st, 2027. And we put that in there for budgetary reasons, so it's all recorded. So this all has to be done with obviously proper, what's it called? Credentials and so forth, but that needs to be added as well.
So it's BA to BA 15, but it's actually then, I guess, BA to MA.
Right, so it was like 2, BA to BA 15 in September, then to
Right.
MA in February.
Of 2027.
That's right.
Okay, thank you.
You get that noted.
We obviously don't have committee reports this month, so moving on to the superintendent's report. Dr. Ryder?
Sure, I just have 3 items. One, Happy New Year, everybody. Hope everybody had a great break. There was, right before break, there was a lot of sickness and flu going on, with New Jersey ranking in the top 5, I think, in the nation, and I know both of our schools were pretty decimated, so hopefully everybody recovered during break and was able to enjoy a few days. I know my family did, so thankful for that. Second item, I know this is great news. We've been talking about this for a long time, the RPO radios. And for anybody who doesn't know, RPO is our retired police officers that we now have in each building. And what we now have is in each building we have a repeater system so that in any case of emergency, the elementary school and the middle school can talk to each other, and each can talk to the Hardison Police Department independently of each other. So they have assigned, our RPOs have assigned a police channel, and we have an emergency channel. So now we have staff radios, we have administrative radios, and RPO radios. And that was set up at the toward the beginning of break, and then over break we were delivered the radios, and I started distributing them to the RPOs today, and we're testing everything out with a technician tomorrow to make sure that everything is working as it should, and then we'll finally have excellent communication, instantaneous communication between the schools and the police department, which is fantastic. Next on the list for that, though, would be to budget for more staff radios as we go forward. All right, the more staff radios we have, the better. But what we have now would be a very good start. And third on my agenda is indeed P8, my resignation. I'll talk more about that later when it comes time to actually leave, but that time is not today, so we won't go down that road. The only thing I want to say today is that for now, my plan is to act just as I did on day one, which is to continue to do great things for kids, look out for the best of everybody, and do my absolute best. So, thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Ryder. And I'll also speak in a little bit later, and again, there'll probably be a time later on over the next couple months to speak more candidly for all of us, to thank Dr. Ryder for his service to the district, but we'll hold off on that for a few more minutes at least. Next up, school safety. I keep thinking I don't need these, and I do. School safety data system report, middle school principal, Ms. Meg O'Mara.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for being here. Tonight I'm sharing the Student Safety Data System Report, and this is for both the elementary and middle schools. This is reflective of the January through June 2025 window. The SSDS collects two types of information from schools through districts: incidences of violence, vandalism, harassment, intimidation, bullying, weapons offenses, substance offenses, restraint, seclusion, and any other incident leading students to be removed from school, as well as HIV training and programs. This information is collected in order to fulfill state and federal requirements. During this window, the elementary had 3 reported incidents of HIV. 2 of these were unsubstantiated, and 1 was substantiated. Also during this time, there were 0 incidents of restraint, 5 out-of-school suspensions, and 1 program was recorded, which was our second step program. The middle school reported 1 incident of HIV, which was not substantiated. There were 5 incidents of restraint, 12 out-of-school suspensions, and again, 1 program, second step, was reported. While SSDS is a part of our mandatory reporting, this process also allows us to make comparisons from year to year, which we find to be very intentional in making improvements to both schools. The next reporting window will be reflective of September through December for the 2025 data as well. Thank you for your time and attention tonight.
Thank you, Ms. O'Mara. Next up, our presentation from Heidi on the 2024-2025 audit, annual presentation she gives to all of us.
Hello, thanks for having me to present the results of the audit. First, I'm going to go over the 3-page financial handout that was given out to the board members. Please feel free to ask me any questions as you go along. So on the first page, we have a summary at the top of the general fund, which is the main operating fund of the district, where the bulk of the instructional, support services, transportation, benefits, capital outlay expenses are recorded. So that budget is supported by 3 different types of revenue: local, state, and federal. Local revenue is principally your local tax levy. So the final budget for the local revenue is $11.262 million, actual $11.408 million. So there was an excess of $145,000. And that excess was due to excess interest earnings in the maintenance and capital reserves of $55,700 and excess miscellaneous revenue of $89,000. Then we have state aid or state revenue. The final budget was $1.5 million, actual $1.629 million, excess $97,000, and that was due to excesses in extraordinary aid and non-public transportation aid. And then federal revenue was $19,000 was budgeted, and there was shortfall in semi-revenue, and we've seen that throughout all the other districts we've been to. There's been a shortfall. So overall, excess revenue was a little under $223,000. Then the expenditures or appropriations, the final budget, which would include the adopted budget, prior encumbrances, which are purchase orders placed in the prior year for goods and services that weren't received or rendered by 6/30/24, so they were included in the 25 budget, and any additional funds that the board would have approved during the year to appropriate. And then the actual expenditures were $13.34 million. So unexpended was a little under $865,000, but included in that was $29,000 of year-end encumbrances. So truly unexpended, about $835,000. So started the year for general fund balance with $3.448 million. Board resolution withdrawal from the maintenance reserve of $56,000. I'm just rounding some of these numbers. The budgeted board resolution withdrawals from capital reserve of $363,000. Then we add in the budget interest on reserves of $700. Used $790,800 of fund balance in the 25 budget. Liquidated the prior encumbrances of $177,814. Then we add in excess revenue and unexpended budget balances and come to the fund balance at the end of the year, which was a little under $3.49 million. So surplus was down a little under $300,000. But if you could turn to the second page, I'd like to go over the different components of fund balance, because some of these funds are set aside or restricted for specific purposes. So, and there's a comparison here between the 2 years, 25 and 24. So the capital reserve can be used for the local share projects in the long-range facility plan. With the 2% cap on the budget, it's really important to have funds in capital reserve. So the district had $1.365 million at the end of the year, so that's up a little less than $211,000, and that was due principally to the year-end deposit of $243,000. Then there was interest earnings of $39,000, and there were net budgeted withdrawals of $72,000. And then next up we have the maintenance reserve. That's reserved for projects in the comprehensive maintenance plan. Also very good to have funds set aside in the maintenance reserve. Has become a lot more popular in districts ever since COVID. That had $156,908. That's down a little under $39,000 due to a board withdrawal during the year of $55,000 offset by interest earnings. Please keep in mind that these are the balances at June 30th, 25, and if there were any withdrawals during 26 to date, including the adopted budget, they wouldn't be reflected in those numbers. And then there's excess surplus at the end of this year, which we're going to use, locked in for use for fiscal year 27 of $381,000, and also had that similar amount of excess surplus at the end of 26. We have unemployment compensation reserve, which is used for unemployment claims of $152,000. Then there's the $29,000 of encumbrances. Encumbrances can vary year to year depending on the projects or when the purchase orders are placed. And then you, along with the $381,000 that you're using of excess surplus in the 26 budget, the board elected to anticipate an additional $319,696, so it's the total of the $319 and the $381 that's being used in the 26 budget. And then the unassigned amount is $363,898. Now that can vary year to year due to the amount of the excess that is in non-public transportation revenue extraordinary aid. So if you could turn to the third page, I'll go over the calculation of excess surplus. So it's really just a mathematical calculation where you take the total expenditures for the year, which were the $13,336, times that times 2%. That's $266,735. Then the Department of Education allows you to add in any excess revenue that you have from two types of aids, non-public transportation and extraordinary aid. So that excess in those revenues was the $97,000. So you add together the $266 and the $97,000, and that's where you get the maximum unassigned of the $363,898. And then it's simply another mathematical calculation where you take the total fund balance of the $3.148 million, and then you subtract out the funds that have been set aside or restricted for specific purposes, the reserves, the encumbrances, the excess surplus you're using in 26 budget, any additional funds you're using to support the budget in 26. And then that comes down to $744,898. Now, if the $744,898 number is higher than the maximum unassigned, you have excess surplus, and that has to be used in 27, which is the $381,000 I mentioned. Then if you'd be kind enough to turn back to the first page, we're going to go like 2/3 down the page beyond the general fund. We have enterprise funds. So enterprise funds, you have one, that's the cafeteria or the food service fund. It's supposed to operate like a business, be self-supporting. So the net position decreased a little bit, 11,000 to 146,000. We've been seeing operating expenses increasing with the food service management contractors in all the different districts. So although you did have an increase in subsidy reimbursements for the free and reduced and paid lunches, that wasn't enough to offset the operating expense increases. But it's still a healthy balance of the 146. And then you have a couple of long-term debt or long-term liability items. You have some serial bonds of $4.94 million, which are going to finally mature in fiscal year 32, $66,000 of leases payable, $281,000 of compensated absences payable. That's a required calculation. That's the amount of sick and vacation time that would be due to the staff upon retirement. And then we have the net pension liability of $1.275 million in the PR's pension system, and that's the pension system that the district is responsible for, and that's traditionally people in that system are your secretaries, aides, transportation staff, custodial staff, and all of these items are budgeted and paid out either based on an amortization schedule for the bonds and the leases, a bill from the Division of Pension, and then you budget any retirements for the compensated absences. So that's my financial presentation. I'd be happy to answer any questions before I move on to the results of the audit procedures.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you? Good to see
Good.
you. Again. So I'm just looking at the unexpended budgetures, right? It said 864,541. So that just means in line items that you reviewed that we had left over that didn't allocate to what the budget was.
So that means, like, say you budgeted 100,000 and you only spent 50, and there was 50 unexpended, and then all those line items in the budget added up.
And then we have out of that, not in addition to that, 29,000 that we encumbered, which wasn't paid yet.
Right. So that's going to get added into the 26 budget and then liquidated through the 26
and
budget.
And last year we had 177, so we had a lot more encumbrances.
And that really varies. Like sometimes if you have a capital project that's going on during the summer, you encumber those funds and then pay them out, or just the timing of purchasing items, and they may just not, you may order them at the end of the year and they may just not come in before
Right.
the end of the year.
So I'm just saying, like, and the decrease of last year's fund balance versus this year's fund balance was around like $300,000. But out of that $300,000, we took $362,000 out of the capital reserve for a project, right? That was in 2 years ago's budget. But like, that was part of this is not last year's budget, this is 2 years' budget that you're actually auditing. So I guess my point is that we used $790,000 in this year's budget from surplus in unexpended, and there's opportunity to use similar, if not a little bit more, because it says required because we're over 2%, but we could use more, but we don't want to use all of it, because then we put ourselves in a hole and just keep using that surplus. But we have a little wiggle room where we can use a little more this year than last year. For instance, say, like, certain increases in cost
certain areas that we are anticipating,
So you have to use at least the 381.
but we can use more.
The general rule is you want to be able to regenerate what you take from surplus each year. So
And it looks like we did.
the thing is, you do have,
864,
yeah, you do have less unassigned.
Because we
you know-
did 362 in a project, but we have 864 in unbudgeted coming in, and we rolled over 790, which is $74,000.
Well, the unassigned amount is a function of like how much you expended, as well as how much money that you have as excess revenue in non-public transportation and extraordinary aid. So some districts in the past, they didn't budget extraordinary aid at all, but some districts are having to budget now extraordinary aid because of the increase in costs.
Right.
So I don't know what your budget is going to be like for 27, so I wouldn't want to say that you could use additional surplus. I mean, I would look to see, I would suggest that you see where you think you're going to fall at the end of 26 when you do that calculation as part of the 27 budget to see what you think would be the best amount to use in the 27 budget in
I just
total.
want to clarify, because like you said, we have $3.2 million in surplus, but you just to reiterate that all that money cannot just be applied
Right,
elsewhere.
yes, I mean, you
That's
have
all I'm trying to clarify.
1.365 in capital reserve,
Right.
yeah, that's why I like to point out, the breakdown of what's included in fund balance, because like I said, some of those funds are, pretty much restricted. The capital reserve, your maintenance reserve, the excess surplus amounts, and then also the unemployment compensation can be used only for unemployment claims.
And then the one last thing, why the shortfall in the Medicaid reimbursement, was that like something that just we faced, or is that something that was going around like statewide, or is that like?
Every district that I had that budgeted semi or Medicaid assistance had a shortfall.
Okay.
They're just not reimbursing, I guess, at the rate as which that it once was,
That's why I want to say it's not
unfortunately.
like that district, it's a much larger.
And it is a big
situation.
process my understanding that it's a lot of work to submit those
Yes.
funds for reimbursement.
Yes. And so the effort of we've gotten more funds and done a lot better in the last few years of getting, so kudos to the team of doing that too, so. All right, thank you.
Sure, thank you. Like questions? So now I'm going to move on to the results of the audit. I'm pleased to report that the prior recommendations were resolved. And I will go over the comments that we have for this year. There's only one formal recommendation. We have one comment about receipt of good signatures on purchase orders, but I feel confident in speaking with Mrs. Verso that that will be resolved, so that wasn't a recommendation. The other thing that we've noticed in almost all our districts who participated in what they called SSO during the seamless summer option during the COVID time, a lot of districts are having what they call net excess cash resources in the food service fund. I think it's a good thing. It's $8,000. It gives you an opportunity to purchase any items you may need. I mean, we do have some districts who actually have to fund the cafeteria, so having more is a good thing. The one formal recommendation has to do with student activities. We noticed that the student activities deposits were not deposited in a timely manner. Really should be ideally deposited twice a week, 2 or 3 times a week, just to make sure that those funds are safe. And then the other item is that, when there's fundraisers going on, the fundraiser funds, if there's any funds to be donated after the fundraiser, they should be done by a check. The funds should not be given out directly from the collections. It's just, much better control. And then we had a few suggestions. One was on confirming orders. Confirming orders are, and we're noticing that at other districts. I have the same comment in some of my other reports. It's something that the Department of Education notices when they come out. So it's just kind of a heads up where the purchase order date is after the invoice date. Sometimes that will happen when items need to be purchased on an emergent matter. So I've spoken with Sue about it. It's kind of a heads up. And then we always put in the GASB, the Governmental Accounting Standard Boards, is the one who sets what the financial statements look like, and they're always busy coming up with some new requirements. So I'll do the easier one, which is 104 first. It's certain capital asset disclosures, principally if you're selling a building, which is not going to apply to you. The other one is GASB 103, which is an update of the financial reporting model. So there will be some changes If you take a look at the actual ACVR in the MD&A section about some of the details, some of the explanations will be different. They're shortening the number of sections but asking for more explanations. The food service fund schedules will look a little different. And then the C1 schedule, which is the statement of expenditures and revenue for the general fund, they're going to be adding another variance column. So overall, a very good report. The records were in very good condition. One minor recommendation, I thank Sue and her staff very much for all their help. It was a pleasure working with them.
Thank you. Same.
So can I answer any questions?
Any questions?
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Heidi, very much.
Happy New
Thank
Year.
you. Happy New Year.
Thank you, Heidi.
And to echo what Heidi said, Sue, thank you, as we thank you a lot, but thank you very much for all your work, not just on this, but everything else, and please share that with your team as well. Moving on, January is National Board Recognition Month. There's a lot of words and a lot of whereases in there. I'll extemporaneously just say to my colleagues up here on the board, thank you for your service. Congratulations to Kelly, Dana, and to Ed for your reelection. It is a time commitment, but it is certainly time well spent. And some of us who have been on the board for a long time know that already. Some up here tonight are in your first meeting. You'll quickly learn that. But I appreciate the fact that you guys are all here, and I look forward to working with you over the course of this year. So thank you and congratulations to all of you. You can read the whereases later. And moving on to public comments for agenda items only for the regular meeting. Okay, seeing none. We don't have executive session tonight. We don't have to return to public session. Number 7, old business. There are the upcoming meeting dates. The budget calendar was shared prior in the agenda. New business, does anybody have any new business? I just want to say a few things. Any new business from anybody? Go ahead.
I have something, but I don't
Sure.
know if it's new business or public comment. First, I wanted to thank the Traps Marketplace that took place last December, on December 13th, and they did a great job. Over 50 students attended, and it was a very well-attended event. And in light of the recent discussions around policy 9120 and the public relations, I would like to ask for clear written procedures that promote school events in our schools. So I reached out to Mr. Ryder, but maybe that's something we can put into the committee to talk about in the future. Because,
What policy was that, Donna? What was the number, sorry?
it's a policy 9120, and
We could read whoever's in that
it
committee.
talks
to review that.
about the communications into the public, what it takes to go from announcing a specific Traps event to putting it in the advertiser or putting it on Facebook to let the community know that this event is taking place. So there was a correspondence that came from the Traps organization about this event, and I just wanted to bring this up to clarify and answer the written communication on how we handle this moving forward, in addition to,
How we handle like announcing public events,
absolutely.
like
yeah.
whose responsibility that is and how does that
Or
get out to the
what the
community?
flow of events is, so we can clarify
Okay.
moving forward.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else with new business? Okay. Again, I just wanted to welcome everybody back and wish everybody a happy new year and thank my fellow board members for the honor of serving as president. I just wanted to say a few things about that. I'll be very brief. First of all, I feel really strongly that the role that we play up here is not about any of us. It's about the kids, it's about the staff, and about the school being the centerpiece of the community. And I hope our actions over the course of the next 12 months demonstrate that our priority is all of you, and not any personal agenda or motivation that any of us have as singular people. So I really look forward to that. We have some big work ahead, a little bit of bigger work than we thought. But nonetheless, we have some big work ahead, and like I said before, the role and our value is very meaningful and very much about making our community and our town the focus, not distractions on the state or national level, not politics, not partisan, but simply just making this school community as the best place it could be for everybody involved. So I very much look forward to that. I look forward to the next couple months working through the budget process. I know contract negotiations are coming up for the teachers as well, and obviously we have big shoes to fill with Dr. Ryder's departure too. So again, thank you everybody for a few minutes there for new business, and let's move on to adopting the meeting minutes from December.
I'll make a motion to adopt the meeting minutes from December 9th, 2025.
I'll second.
Okay, thank you. Roll call, please, Sue.
Mrs. Carey?
Yes.
Mr. Dempsey?
Yes.
Mr. Drellick?
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman?
Yes.
Ms. Calzuck?
Abstain?
Thank you. Mrs. Lucarelli?
Yes.
Ms. Murata?
Yes.
Mr. Riley?
Yes.
Ms. Stoll?
Yes.
Okay, HIB report. No HIB. Nope. Okay, no HIB. Okay.
Can I make a
Go ahead.
comment?
Yep.
Go ahead. In regards to, thank you, Ms. O'Mara, for giving this safety report. Another phenomenal report. I think I counted 4 investigations and 1 substantiated case for a 6-month time period in both schools. I think that's one, kudos to that. I think there were 5 cases of seclusion in 2 buildings with a significant population of special education needs. That is really good to hear. And it's really remarkable, I don't know, the last piece that is on there is suspensions. Like the number, or I should say the lack thereof of out-of-school suspensions that took place in a 6-month time period from January to June, when things get a little crazy, is remarkable. So I don't know if something that should be maybe shared out, what types of activities, restored, whatever things are going on in both buildings, because that is good work of part of the administration, the faculty, the staff, the students, that the efforts are put in place, that HIPs are there, but not like really as existent, like as you know, as alluded to. And number 2, like the suspensions have gone down significantly, I think, in the last 3 years of out of school, which is remarkable. So I just wanted to make a comment there. I know you were up there very briefly, and we didn't really get a chance to do that, but and then this speaks to it where we don't have any investigations that are substantiated or not. You know, so I just want to say that for the community and for the board. Thank you for this, you know, for what you're all doing.
Great, thank you, Nick. Moving on to finance. Let's see here. Motion to move F1 through F7.
Second.
Second, thank you, Ron. Go ahead, Sue.
I have a question.
Oh, sorry, question and comment, sorry.
Okay, F7 is talking about eliminating or removing 14 Singer sewing machines from our district. I don't remember ever discussing this. Where did this come from? Was there a club, or was there a specific educational program that were using this sewing machine? So I just wanted to find out more about it.
Sure. Once upon a time, we had family consumer science as a class in the middle school. That hasn't existed in the middle school. I forget in how many years, 5, 6, 7. I'm not sure. But and that actual state certification isn't even given out anymore. So actually, we lost our teacher years ago to actually Butler High School, who she went full time, and that certification doesn't exist anymore. So what's happened with the sewing machines? They've been in storage, and we were contacted by Prince of Peace Church, who we've had a relationship with the last few years. We've had their groups come in to do the railroad trains in both schools, demonstrations and so forth. We've promoted book drives, toy drives, clothing drives for their organization, and they reached out with, not knowing that we had any kind of equipment, but reached out for, would students be interested? Can we inform them about an upcoming club that we might be interested in having? And one of them, there's several, one of them is a sewing club. So we started talking, and I said, well, lo and behold, we have sewing machines that are not being used by children sitting in our storage. So instead of having them in storage doing nothing, they should be used for what they were intended for, which is having kids use them and have them learn how to make things. So we would have discussed more obviously if we were in committee, but this is a weird month. So that's why it came up this way. But that's why it's on this agenda. If people have objections to donating to the Prince of Peace Church, then that's perfectly valid. If you want to voice that, then by all means.
Yeah, I don't have any objections, but I'm just questioning about even like that program, how it was dissolved and when it was dissolved. I don't remember. I've been on this board for a long time. I don't remember actually approving that event that took place, and that's why.
What event do you mean?
Like that we don't no longer have that.
Oh yeah.
program.
No, we talked extensively about it during your time.
And did we actually vote on that to remove this program from the school district?
You don't vote if you don't have a teacher, but yes, you went through. I mean, yeah. Feel free, research all the minutes. It's there. I'm sure you're on the agenda as well.
Okay, thank you.
Any other comments or questions on F1 through F7?
Thanks to the business office for all their hard work. It's only one very, very minor recommendation. I think this is 3 years running for your department, so thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Sue, roll call, please.
Mrs. Carey?
Yes.
Mr. Dempsey?
Yes.
Mr. Drellick?
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman?
Yes.
Ms. Kelzak?
Yes.
Mrs. Lucarelli?
Yes.
Ms. Murata?
Yes.
Mr. Riley?
Yes.
Ms. Stoll?
Abstain from F2 to F4, yes to all else.
Thank you.
Nothing on the agenda for facilities and operations. I do have an impromptu question. I keep seeing the preschool playground up there. Is that ready to roll for the spring?
It's ready to roll right now.
Ready to roll right now, Nicole? Okay, good. All right, thank you.
Wait,
Go ahead, Sue.
One other, not on the agenda. What happened with the sign and when?
So I can answer that. So the sign was delivered, everything is in perfect condition, it's crated, everything was set to be put into the ground December 17th, but then we had the rain and the snow come in, so they can't dig to put it in there. So we're all set to go as soon as the ground is good enough that they can dig in, it will be installed.
Okay.
So I'll keep it running.
How does that work? Who's in charge of putting in the message?
It will be coming from Nicole Meyer, with all the messages. She has access, I have access, and the technology have access to. Someone's not here, so they'll be running the program. It's a program that we shared.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Question. Thank you, Sue. Moving on to curriculum and programs, make a motion to adopt CP1, CP2. Can I have a second, please?
Second.
Any discussion or questions? Hearing none, roll call.
Mrs. Carey?
Yes.
Mr. Dempsey?
Yes.
Mr. Drellick?
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman?
Yes.
Ms. Kelzak?
Yes.
Mrs. Lucarelli?
Yes.
Ms. Murata?
Yes.
Mr. Riley?
Yes.
Ms. Stoll?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, personnel, make a motion to adopt P1 through P7 first.
Second.
Second, thank you, Donna.
As voted for P4 too, right? Right.
Yep. Question or discussion about P1 through P7? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mrs. Carey?
Yes.
Mr. Dempsey?
Yes.
Mr. Drellick?
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman?
Yes.
Ms. Kelzak?
Yes.
Mrs. Lucarelli?
Yes.
Ms. Murata?
Yes.
Mr. Riley?
Yes.
Ms. Stoll?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, moving to the addendum, make a motion to approve P8 through P... Oh,
Just
just P8, sorry. P8, can I have a second, please?
Second.
I'll start with the question discussion. Again, there'll probably be a more formal time to do this. I wanted to give Dr. Ryder a chance to speak earlier. I just wanted to say, having worked with him in this role for 5 years, and more importantly, seeing him interact with my own kids over the past, I guess, 9 years now, and the firsthand role he takes as a school leader and as a presence in the building. He's out there during drop-off when it's 7 degrees, talking to the kids and playing basketball. He knows their names. He's present. He's visible. He's active in the school. He has not at all been a leader that is present in the office. My kids always talk about how frequently they've seen him in both buildings as they move through Hardiston schools, now having 4 between both buildings. From this perspective, and having worked in a public school myself for the past 25 years, I have sincerely appreciated his steady leadership, consistency, transparency, honesty, through COVID, through some difficult audiences over the years, both in this room and over virtual meetings. He was steady. He led by example, guided us through a very difficult time there, and now, obviously that we're back in person again, it has certainly been my pleasure to work with him in this role and see him lead this district over the past 10 years. Needless to say, it's an enormous loss, and I look forward to working with him for a seamless transition for us and for him, and obviously look forward to working with my colleagues up here to ensure that the school district continues to grow and flourish with the tremendous team that we have here administratively and teacher-wise. But Mike, I congratulate you. I'm disappointed for us, but I congratulate you professionally.
It's been 12 years, right? It's not 10. It's been like, feels like longer. 12 years ago, maybe. I think some of us, not many, who were on here when we interviewed you. And where this district was and where it is now, in those 10 years, in that decade, we've gone leaps and bounds. And regardless of who you are as an individual, what you've done to this district as a leader is commendable. And it is not just who you are and what you've done, it's what you leave behind. And I feel, in my heart of hearts, I am very, very sorry to see this. I would vote no. I'm very tempted to, because of what I know you have done, and I know who you are. Started my educational career with you in the alternate route program. And where we ended up is 2 different spots, but sitting at the dais with you for the last 10 years, Michael, it's been enough. And I do echo what Mr. Trout said. I wish you nothing but the best. And our loss is definitely their game.
All right, motion to adopt.
Mike,
Oh, Sue, go ahead.
all I can say is nuts. It's just too bad. We will miss you terribly.
Thank you, sir.
And we wish you well.
Wish you too.
I'm assuming we're gonna have a send-off time.
Tonight's
A little early here. But thank you for your work. I wasn't prepared. Get all sloppy.
I hate losing you here. You're a good inspiration. The camaraderie between staff and teachers, I think, couldn't be much better. Yes, we have made leaps and bounds over our predecessors. And it's something that you should be very, very proud of. I know I am. And the only question I have on this one is, what is Rocky gonna do when he's gonna be in a new place?
Yeah, Ron, Mr. Hoffman is referring to my dog Rocky, who is far more popular than I am. Even when I go to the elementary school, it's, where's your dog? Where's Rocky? So yeah, it's the Rocky show around here. So thanks for bringing Thanks again for letting him steal the spotlight.
Okay. Yep, roll call, please.
Mrs. Carey?
Yes.
Mr. Demsack?
With regret, yes.
Mr. Drellick?
Likewise, with regret and sincere appreciation, yes.
Mr. Hoffman?
Well, I should abstain, but I'll have to say yes.
Ms. Calza?
Yes.
Mrs. Lucarelli?
Oh, we're so sorry, but yes.
Ms. Murata?
Yes.
Mr. Riley?
With regret, yes.
And Ms. Stoll?
Yes, and best of luck in the future.
Okay. Motion to adopt P.
Get back to work.
Motion to adopt P9 through P11.
Second.
Second, thank you, Dick.
Like P10 and P11, just a question, is this the same, because it says grade 7 math, can you explain this, is it the same position, I just, for
Yeah.
CR?
Yeah, this is a unique situation. So we have a 7th grade 3-month leave going on, and I advertised extensively for this. I cannot find a full-time math teacher. And so what we were able to cobble together is a newcomer to education, Ms. Teresa Zink. That's sarcasm and funniness, because Ms. Zink has a retired math teacher from Hardison for decades, and she's done many leaves for us in the past several years. And anytime I call her or email her, she always hesitates to pick up that call because she usually knows what's coming. And she is unable to do every day.
Okay.
However, I'm able to find a certificated teacher, not a math teacher, but a certificated teacher with, I think it was 6 or 7 years experience, but in another content area in middle school.
All right.
And with Teresa's help, so we would hire P10 5 days per week as the replacement, but we'll hire Teresa Zink at her per diem rate of VA Step 1 to
Co-teach.
to lesson plan, to co-teach when needed, not every day, but to deliver actual lessons so that the other teacher has more confidence and can have continuation of those lessons in Teresa's absence.
I get it, I get it. Can you also just reiterate, why does it end on date 19th? Is this a leave replacement?
Yes,
That's
3-month
so
leave,
the-
January 19th to April 19th.
And then on April 19th, the
Right.
regular employee will return.
Right.
Okay.
We should start telling the 8th graders if they want a job in 8 years, they should be a math teacher. Yeah. Any other questions or comments on P9 through P11? Hearing none. Roll call, please, Sue.
Mrs. Carey?
Yes.
Mr. Demsack?
Yes.
Mr. Drellick?
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman?
Yes.
Ms. Calza?
Yes.
Mrs. Lucarelli?
Yes.
Ms. Murata?
Yes.
Mr. Riley?
Yes.
Ms. Stoll?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, back to the regular agenda. No policy, nothing to report there. No written communication, right? Okay. Moving on to public comment on anything, doesn't need to be agenda items. Okay, seeing none. No executive session. Okay. No further action, discussion required by the Hardison Board of Education at this time. Motion was presented by, a motion to close the meeting?
So moved.
By Nick and seconded by Sue. Thank you. To adjourn at 8 o'clock. All right, thank you, everybody. We'll see you in 2 weeks for the budget meetings. Thank you.